Police were recognized all month, and a memorial service honoring line-of-duty deaths held extra special meaning this year. We'll have the details, plus firework injuries and deaths spiked during the pandemic. We'll tell you why and how to keep your celebrations safe. Welcome to Lake Area Beat. I'm Tracy and
I'm Kurt Friesen. Well, we're back at it.
Yes.
Both police and fire have been training.
Yes, we've had a lot of training, and you guys have done some training, and we've got events. It feels like events are almost every week.
Yeah, we've had a busy couple months so far in training, and in the lake with rescue swimmers, live burns, bus extrication. If you saw the South Station.
Yes, the bus on the side.
Yeah, so we've been busy, and it's been good. It's been good to get back at it. So
it's nice, warm weather and getting out. After a 2-year break due to COVID, the annual Law Enforcement Memorial Service was hosted by the Roseville Police Department, and Chief Erica Scheider talked with producer Mary Klein about why it held extra special meaning for her department.
Here's that story.
This is a really important event because it brings all of us together in Ramsey County, and whenever there's a big incident, everybody's got each other's backs.
Many in law enforcement say it's the camaraderie which connects them, a community helping guide officers through the perils of the job, a community which extends to police survivors.
It's events like these, it's like we're back, almost like day one.
These survivors, the families of officers killed in the line of duty, are recognized every year at the Law Enforcement Memorial Service.
Today we stand united in mourning alongside you.
And for Roseville officer Bruce Russell's family, the 40 years since his death haven't eased his absence from their lives.
Remembering, sometimes it just goes to the very fiber of your being and you remember. And Bruce loved his job. He was very proud to be a Roseville police officer.
Among the sense of loss is a sense of hope. Survivors celebrated the appearance by Roseville police officer Ryan Duxbury, who was shot in the face a month earlier.
The nose is where it went.
The Roseville Police Department hosted this year's event, and White Bear Lakes Police Department had a real presence representing the Honor Guard and Sergeant Eric Gadboy offering to play taps, having just learned in anticipation of the service.
I have a lot of butterflies right now, yes. It's just one of those things where you only have one chance to get it right, and I don't like to be the center of attention if I can help it.
Roseville Police Chief Erica Scheider talked about Chief Julie Swanson among the first offering her support the night Officer Duxbury was shot.
Chief Swanson has been a mentor to me for a number of years, so really fortunate to have her as a colleague here in Ramsey County. Her 2 sons work for our department, so there also is that connection as well. And we were really fortunate the night of the incident. I was out of town, unfortunately, but that one of the first calls I received was from Chief Swanson saying, "What can I do to help?" And she immediately responded to the police department and was able to assist until I could get back to the metro area.
She says it's what makes the service extra meaningful, in addition to both honoring those killed in the line of duty and celebrating the lives preserved on April 5th.
I think we all recognize that things could have turned out very differently that night. Thankfully, Officer Duxbury is doing okay, but it kind of makes you pause and realize how tragic this could have been. Not only for him, but for the other officers that responded, to the citizens that were and the residents that were, seeking cover. This impacted a lot of people, so I think the ceremony is, although it's always important to us, this year it certainly holds a special place in our heart.
It was nice to get back to the Law Enforcement Memorial and be part of the Honor Guard. I got to had the honor of carrying the flag and posting the colors, so that was nice.
Yeah, that's a good event to participate in.
Yes. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you how a family fun event raised awareness and money for a special cause.
It's fireworks season, but injuries and deaths have been up. Assistant Fire Chief Joel Schmidt is here to tell us how to keep them down. Joel, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about some of the stats here over the last couple of years with fireworks?
Really, the injuries have been going up a little bit. The sparklers within children's account to about 30% of the injuries, and I think on average about 74 hospital visits a year are counted to fireworks.
Yeah, so we have the sparklers here in Minnesota. What is legal in Minnesota? What's illegal?
Sure, that's a good question. I know that there's some confusion on that. What's legal in Minnesota would be anything from the ground, like sparklers and fountains and any of those snakes that are on the ground. Anything that shoot up into the air or explode are illegal within Minnesota.
And when we're using fireworks, it's common sense, but where should we use them? Disposal, steps we should go through?
Sure, yeah. When we use them, you want to be out in an open space, especially, for children, definitely be supervised. You want your parents around. As far as disposal goes, make sure that we let them cool. When they're done, we can put them in water, sand, and then as soon as they're out, we can certainly dispose of them.
Yeah, and we hear all the stories, we see the calls, people maybe under the influence, around recreational fires with fireworks. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's fine to enjoy watching them while you have an adult beverage, but you certainly don't want to be the one to lighting them, shooting them towards people. I see that people do that at times. I think you get a little loose when you have some adult beverages.
Absolutely, and when we talk about displays, right, and watching them, the city of White Bear Lake has a great 4th of July show that's right behind us out on the water, and that's done professionally, licensed pyrotechnics that launch those. Right. So I think for the people watching, the big takeaway is nothing under the influence, and leave the big fireworks to the professionals. Yeah. Any final thoughts on that?
No, I would just say, with the 4th of July season coming up, enjoy safely. There's definitely professional displays out there, and find one that you want to go enjoy.
Perfect. Thanks, Joel.
Absolutely.
We all need a pick-me-up from time to time, and a senior home resident with a caring nature is bringing comfort to those who seek it.
My daughter was the first thing she said. She says, something, Dad? She says, they've got a dog over there, and his name is Bear. And I said, no kidding.
For residents of the Pillars in White Bear Lake,
You never get a bacon treat from me, do you?
yeah, Golden Retriever Bear arrived at just the right time.
He was a hit. He was a hit, and just watching them laugh at him no matter what he did. Like somebody would get on the elevator on 3rd floor and the door would open and there's Bear on the elevator all by himself.
He makes the rounds by day, visiting residents and guests. Cute. And retires to sweep by night, his own little apartment near the front desk. With an ever-changing wardrobe of ties, his routine remains consistent.
Bear wanted to come say hi. And there he comes.
And when resident Elvin Bloom heads down to the gym,
I was so surprised the first day that he got on that treadmill. I couldn't believe it myself.
Bear, reluctant but willing, joins his side as they work out together.
He's pretty good. Sometimes he goes a half an hour.
The management team at Pillars, recognizing the isolation the pandemic was causing seniors, brought Bear into the home.
You love him, don't you? Yes, because he feeds you. I don't.
He's brought comfort and companionship ever since, like the time he laid next to a resident who'd fallen.
That lady was so cute. She said, "Am I feeling a dog right next to me right now?" And I said, "Bear is laying next to you." She said, "Oh my gosh."
And allowing himself to be held by a woman who'd lost her husband.
She just reached out and grabbed him and just collapsed into him, and it was pretty cool. And he didn't move. He just stayed there. It was really neat.
To many here, Bear is a piece of their past, a reminder of time gone by.
Well, when I was home on the farm, I had dog, yeah. I had a German Shepherd.
And to visitors like Officer Tracy Menarchek, he's a symbol of unconditional acceptance when her calls take an emotional toll.
We're here to help people. Sometimes people don't want our help, or half the people involved want our help and the other half don't. But when you're with someone like Bear, who just doesn't care about any of that, doesn't care about what I do for a living, doesn't care about all the stuff that I see.
Bear, who in fairness is motivated by a never-ending distribution of treats, does seem to have the gift of being just where he's needed most.
He's just everywhere in the building, and he's just such a presence, and they just love it. Oh, that is a face.
How can you not love Bear's face? He is so handsome, and I love seeing him every time I'm in the area. And he recognizes my car. He sees my squad car pull up, and he's like,
Yeah, it's nice to have a little enjoyment when you show up and have a welcoming committee there.
yes. A popular event for families was packed this year, and it checked many boxes: fun, educational, and helpful.
Here's why.
A little bit more shocking, because when you drive past going 60, you don't really realize how big it is. So from the plow to the end, it is 70 feet, and we use it most of the time for winter. It's its main purpose, to plow the snow. I'm 6'1", and I can almost stand underneath here, you know.
Oh, it's been great to get out, and especially good timing with spring, and you know, missing the parades and this kind of stuff with the kids being able to run around and all that. So yeah, it's been awesome.
Are you guys having a good time?
Nah, I want apple.
You got an apple? So right now we're showing just an up-armored Humvee. It's nothing too flashy, but kids really seem to love it a lot.
And what we're trying to do is make sure that people realize at any speed in a crash, you can result in injuries. Imagine if yourself going 40, 50 miles an hour, hitting that airbag as you're moving forward. There's a reason why all this works together, and it's trying to save your life so you can see another day, you know?
What, you want to work in here? Hey, there's Fridays with firefighters.
We push. Push! Oh, there we go!
All right, you're free.
Thank you.
You bet. A lot of people didn't even know Public Works had a bucket truck, for instance. And we tell them what we do that's used for trimming their boulevard trees and taking care of downtown and all that. And it just helps a lot of people understand what we do, get to see the equipment we have.
Touch a Truck raised more than $2,400 and 526 pounds of food for the White Bear area food shelf. We ran into each other there, didn't we?
Yeah.
You guys, well, I had to walk over to you. I don't know how much walking you did.
Yeah, we couldn't really...
You were busy.
Yeah, we couldn't get really too far away from the truck. We had a There were a lot of people there, and we had a long line to come through and see we had our ladder truck there and an ambulance. So
We had some fire hats for the kids.
yeah, it was a busy night for us. So,
Yeah.
but it was good to see everyone again, and
Yes.
it made the time go really quick. And I'm glad that people were in the giving mood too.
Yes.
So it made it all a really good night.
And thanks to everybody who brought equipment and trucks and vehicles out. It was awesome. It was
Absolutely.
a good job.
Yeah. After the break, we meet a 90-year-old resident still going strong.
We met the lady in our next story when she reached out to us wishing to express her thanks to the police and fire departments.
She recently celebrated her 90th birthday, and her party brought many community members together in honor of this special lady.
What's my secret? All these good people I know. They keep me going all the time.
It's been some years since we first met Dorothy Nordenstrom, when she welcomed me into her home, excited to express her appreciation for the police and fire departments.
Isaac with the police department.
But it was her turn to be celebrated on a recent afternoon, all 90 years of her.
Can you say happy birthday? Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Dorothy, a teacher for 30 years, now spends her time as a student.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
What a
She's joined the White Bear Lake Police and Fire Academies.
We did the fire academy together. And
The CERT team, taking cooking and art classes and learning to swim, proving age is but a number.
She is so spry at 90, showing us all the way on how to be healthy.
Along the way, her many years of life have given birth to countless friendships.
We're just hoping we approach 90 with the grace and beauty and zest for life that Dorothy has.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dorothy's a collector of people, as Lori says. I felt like I already knew her, even though I, again, had not met her until today. But yeah, she's a delight.
On her day, proving to be more than a collector of people, but one who brings them together.
Nice to meet you.
Happy birthday to you and many more.
It's great to see our community members taking advantage of the education we offer, like the police and fire academies. And Dorothy proves you can do it at any age.
Most definitely. And we wish her all the best as she celebrates 90. What do you think you'll be doing at 90?
Well, that's just in a few years, so I'll still be here. No, I'm
Yeah.
kidding. I don't know. Hopefully I'm still alive at 90.
Right? Hopefully active, having fun.
Healthy,
A lot of
90.
golf. A lot of golf at that point, hopefully.
A lot of golf.
If I could still move.
Nice. That's all the time we have for this month's show. I'm Tracy Menarchuk.
I'm Kurt Friesen. See you next time.